same week, same day that Overwatch gets all these fire updates, and Rivals is getting a new hero. We learned that fucking Marathon is getting has a release date now.
Didn't even know that. When is the release date? I didn't even see it, to be honest with you.
March 5th
March 5th.
this year.
Okay.
Want to start with the intro, and then we can get into this for a little bit.
Hello and welcome to another episode of It Never Ends. I'm Andrew. Over there is my good buddy Alex. How you doing?
Yo, I'm on top of the moon right now.
Yep. With Marathon, because you're so excited for that game and everything about it, right?
Oh yeah, I love Bungie. They totally didn't have one of the biggest fall-offs in gaming history.
Man,
who
do you think had a big? Who do you
BioWare?
think? Who do you think? Yeah, I was like, who do you think had a bigger fall off, BioWare or Bungie?
BioWare by a giant amount. Marathon is bad. It will never top what happened to BioWare with fucking Mass Effect Andromeda and fucking Anthem.
That's fair. I mean, Sony just kind of went and gutted them pretty much right off the bat, and then it's just like, well, I guess we still exist.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that.
I respect Bungie wanting to do new things, but I think when Sony acquired them and they were like, okay, well, help us with our fucking live service games. And it's like, okay, what else do you want us to do? Well, keep making Destiny. Go ahead and make Destiny 3. We want to try making something new. And they release a PvP PvE extraction shooter because the industry totally needs another one of them.
Yeah.
Which is technically a follow-up or sequel to like their very first series, Marathon, which was a series of old PC games, which were like kind of Doom clones, but kind of not at the same time. And now we have whatever the fuck Marathon was, which is I'm not sure what's changed since last time, because for a while they had to go back to the drawing board because it was littered with copyrighted artwork that they did not own.
It's probably what happened is they went through it and they got rid of all that, and then they're like, all right, good to go now.
Well, no, feedback was not good even without all that
stuff. I know, but they think but for some reason, either I don't know if it's Bungie or if Sony thinks it's going to be good. They also thought Concord was great. They thought it was going to be the next Star Wars. So
that's absurd. Concord, the next Star Wars.
So I mean, that was a thing at one point. Putting it out there.
Mm-hmm. And now we have this, which $40 for a multiplayer only video game. That is the definition of a death sentence. So, context: Highguard didn't do well. It wasn't dead on release. It still has.
It's definitely not doing the greatest though.
I think it's had like 15,000 on its first day, and now it's like in the low thousands, like 2K daily. We can check that real quick. In any case, it's not doing great. Concord, I think, was in the low hundreds. I think once the game actually released, like out of beta period, I think it peaked at like 200 players. Concord did absolutely abysmally. And they also charged $40 as it turns out. And I get value can be relative. With a lot of these games, it's like, well, we think our game is worth $40, so we're going to charge for that. At the same time, it's a multiplayer-only game in an industry full of multiplayer-only games that are free. And I guarantee you this is also going to have like a fucking fuck ton of microtransactions in it.
Oh, probably.
They're probably going to release new cosmetics, new outfits, weapon skins, all that.
Well, they got to keep making money off it. You can't just keep developing it and not make money off of it.
that's where all your money should come from. To have a
Yeah.
$40 barrier to entry on top of that is just scummy.
Is it weird to
I
think that
guess.
like could do you think like if Bungie released Destiny 2 today, it was like or just like original Destiny today and says like
Mm.
here's the game for like $60, we'll be releasing like expansion packs for like $40 every so often basically. It's like would that even succeed anymore? I really wonder to myself that all the time.
I'm actually going to say yes to that, and that's for a few reasons. So, Call of Duty is still a success. Not
Yeah,
as much
yeah, that's
this
fair.
year, but the reason they can get away with a lot of people just play Call of Duty for the multiplayer, but for all the bad shit that COD has going for it, the one big thing that it has is that there's a lot of stuff on release date. At least with modern CODs, you have a full campaign. You have good or bad, it's there. You have multiplayer, and you have some kind of side mode. You had that invasion mode where you played against aliens that one game in Ghosts. You sometimes play against zombies. Sometimes it's just against like NPCs, like a wave based type thing. It's not a ton of value, but it makes justifying that price tag a bit easier because it's like, well, you're not just getting the multiplayer, you're also getting like a good like 10, 12-hour campaign out of it. And this whole other side mode,
Fair enough.
which I think there's even a possibility that I think they were discussing the chances next COD they might the multiplayer might be free and you can like pay for the campaign and the zombies if you want them. I'd be a little surprised if they did that, but
I mean, haven't they
don't take
talked
me on
about
my.
doing that in the past though? I feel like I've heard this discussion before.
They definitely have. That's just a rumor that's been going
Yeah.
around.
Like
I
I
cannot
feel like that
confirm or
rumor kind of
deny.
like cycles through every few years or so.
Hmm.
It's just like, oh, they're gonna put out the multiplayer for free, and I'm like, why would they do that?
Whenever COD doesn't do well, they say shit like that.
Yeah, and then it gets people like excited that it's like, oh man, I won't have to actually play like buy COD. I'll just play the multiplayer that'll be for free, and I go,
Hmm.
yeah, no. So
Uh, High Guard right now is its 24-hour peak is about 4,613 players, and an hour ago there were 2,634 who were playing. So not good at all.
so is it? I
But
mean, I don't want to say like, oh, is Marathon just going to be Concord? But is Marathon just going to be Concord again?
yes, yes, 1,000%,
It
hundred
kind of
percent.
feels like it. If they, it's like unless the gameplay is that stunning, or people just want to buy it just because it's Bungie alone. Sure, I don't see it, but
For maybe some Bungie super fans, sure. I very much doubt it. A million percent, because this you have to keep in mind this game's when you release a game like this, like when Rivals came out, whether people wanted to admit it or not, they were gunning for Overwatch's player
oh,
base.
absolutely.
They wanted people that liked hero shooters to come play their hero shooter. And same thing with like Concord. Concord is not a unique concept. They can say they made X amount of changes to it in whatever way they wanted. There are existing player bases for the game that they are making out there already. They're trying to compete for the audience of Hunt Showdown, and I think what is the other game kind of like that? It's Tarkov.
Tarkov or whatever. I guess Arc Raiders
Yeah,
now, technically.
technically Arc Raiders is a little different, but yeah, no, Arc Raiders
It's
totally
very
counts.
similar.
Hmm. So you have to give people a reason to move away from Arc Raiders, to move away from Hunt Showdown, away from like a Escape from Tarkov, all of which are games that have extremely loyal fan bases, and they need like a good reason to uh, switch. Like people that like Hunt Showdown, I've never played it. They really like Hunt Showdown. Obviously, Arc Raiders was really good, and it has like a really dedicated player base now. I just watched the review of it from Skill Up, and I can firmly say I'm very much not that game's audience. It does look good though.
Same. I am not that game's audience whatsoever. I have no interest in playing that game, but I mean it looks fine.
I can, acknowledge that it's a good game. It's just probably nothing that I'm ever going to want to get into.
Yeah.
So you look at a game like Marathon, and it's like, well, why are people going to move to Marathon from those games? And the big reason they're giving is, oh yeah, they have hero abilities. It's a hero shooter mixed in with everything else that it is, which makes no sense. People have already complained during the beta period that the characters feel and the gameplay feels super unbalanced. That they want the abilities gone or standardized. They say, "Oh, it has a really cool and unique, like cyberpunk-esque art style," and people complain about the art style and that it looks super ugly. I don't know. I have nothing. I think releasing this is a bad idea. I think it's an even worse idea to charge as much money as they are for it.
I think they should have went back to
And
probably should have went back to the drawing board
that's
for
what I
like the
thought they were going
billionth
to.
time.
I mean, I'm on Steam. I'm looking at it right now though, and it says release date March 6th.
Really? It's kind of crazy.
Ay ay ay. Speaking of Sony's live service games that don't look too good, have you seen the any of the promo stuff for the Horizon game that's coming out?
No.
So I will send you some screenshots. So what we were expecting is basically like Horizon Zero Dawn, but an MMO, right? That's what they were advertising.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty much what they claimed it to be, right?
That is not what we are getting,
Yeah, that's what I figured.
and it has probably the worst. The name of the game is Horizon Hunters Gathering,
Okay.
which is a title, I suppose.
That's a title, all right.
Why did I? It has a very cartoonish, almost Fortnite-y looking art
Oh,
style,
I
and
love it when everything tries to be Fortnite instead of trying to do their own thing, right? Something like that, or letting the game, be that.
mm,
Let's just copy, art style, everything about a certain game, and I go, love it.
uh,
Just,
I'll just send you
just
the
love it.
Games Radar page. It has a super Fortnite-y art style. On top of that, what the basic gameplay loop is. So I guess in a way, it's kind of like a roguelike. So it's a roguelike where you go out, you gather a bunch of uh, materials and you can use them on your next run. There are a select few different heroes to choose from that all have like different, abilities and weapons that you can use to fight the various mechs in the Horizon universe. And as you go throughout your run, you can obviously give them different upgrades and create unique builds with them. None of that sounds really bad, really. It's just the art style completely clashes with what Horizon players really like about the world and the game. No one understands why this game is trying to look like Fortnite. I think that's putting a lot of people off right now.
I mean, yeah, you're
Um,
not wrong.
it's not it does it from what I can tell, it's not contributing to the story of Horizon at all. I don't know. I'm looking at this and I just think it looks really
So why
boring
is
and
it that
bland.
Sony just wants to Nintendo-ize all their IPs and stuff like that? I say that like that because like Nintendo always makes games for like young
No,
kids, pretty
you're
much.
right. You're 100%. I do not get why
It's like
that's
seeing the
a thing right
original
now.
Horizon Zero Dawn and now looking to where it's come. It's like it's literally like they dumbed it down and they just made it for little kids. And I go,
Mm.
this game's not for like little kids. I, I don't know if they just
There,
decided that we're just going to try and do everything like that, or if they're just like get kids into Horizon. I don't fucking know, man.
there is there is a more like traditionally like looking Horizon game that is kind of like a multiplayer Monster Hunter type thing coming out. It's not being made by Guerrilla though. It's being made by by some random Chinese company that is made that is known for making like super cash grabby pay to win games, and it's mobile only. You can't play it on PlayStation.
Woo! God damn,
I
man.
don't I don't even know what to say. I would have been honestly okay with a Horizon MMO if that's really what they were going to do, but you need to actually go for that. I don't even understand what this is supposed to be going for. And is this all they've been working on since the last Horizon game came out?
Ugh.
That is embarrassing. Like, good God, I am worried about PlayStation now.
It's just like I just really don't understand. Like, well, the kids are the target audience because they're the ones that play the video games and stuff like that. Like older people don't have time to play video games, and I go, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, could you imagine if like in like a year or two, like the
Mm,
devs for Expedition 33 made a game like this in this style with Expedition 33? Like, could you even think of something like that?
no, I
No.
can't.
If like Sony came up to them and said, "Hey, we'll help you make a game that's Expedition 33, but it's gonna be like a Monster Hunter type thing, but it's also gonna be super cartoony and stuff like that and look like Fortnite," I think they just laugh them and then just walk out. I really think they would just laugh in their face and walk out. Like, y'all are nuts.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
I just I was like, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with playing games for just pure fun and stuff like that. But when it doesn't
Mm,
fit the IP, it doesn't make sense. You were better off just making this game and making it a whole new IP and stuff like that. But you didn't do that because you wanted the Horizon name attached to it.
it has that brand recognition,
Exactly.
which
It's stupid.
you know, you know, legit. Let me pitch an idea to you. Take this concept, make it a Ratchet and Clank game.
I'd make at least a bit more sense.
I think so. Honestly,
I think it
I'm
makes
not
more
sure.
sense. I don't know if I
I'm not
would
sure.
like it, but I think it would at least make sense.
I probably wouldn't either, but yeah, it would at least fit the art style they're going for. It would look like a Ratchet and Clank thing. This does not look like a Horizon game.
Like, if you go back in time when the first Horizon game came out and showed this trailer to like a person that was like just finished Horizon Zero Dawn, basically, you just go, "Oh, I'm so excited for the next game. Here's the next game," and they go, "What the fuck is this piece of shit?"
Oh, ugh.
Yeah, maybe I'm not a big fan of Horizon.
Maybe I'll just go back to playing COD instead.
Yeah, I go back to playing Call of Duty. You know, that's where all the big boy gamers go.
Mhm. This game was really fun, but I wish it was multiplayer only and had a ranked mode.
Mm.
I don't. I don't
Oh
know. I
man.
think right now I think Sony's in the shitter. I think
I feel like
they
they just they don't want to greenlight any new IPs anymore for some reason. They're just gonna beat the shit out of their old IPs.
not even that. I think at one point I don't know when this would have been. I think this was probably during the like battle royale phase, and like Destiny was still doing super well. Sony was like, "Yes, multiplayer. Multiplayer is a future. Everything's going to be multiplayer. We need to prep for the future." So everyone make a multiplayer game now.
So is this
And
one of the 11 live action game or live service games that they wanted to make?
I'm almost positive it is. So they have
How's that
this
working out for you, Sony?
and Marathon.
just throwing it out there. How's it working out for you? Because I'm curious, honestly. Like, I'm legitimately curious.
Man, They released Concord, they're going to release Marathon, and now this. Good lord.
You know, it's weird that we got one Concord. Isn't it crazy that we're about to get a second Concord potentially?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to necessarily throw Marathon under the boat like that. But boy, are they not giving me any hope that it's going to be much better than that.
No. Dude, Sony releasing that game at $40 is fucking not the way. Please just make it free to play. I know I
How many games is it going to take for for like developers, or not even developers, like publishers, to realize that like games like this with a high price tag just don't work. They just don't work.
well, especially if it's multiplayer only.
Yeah.
This happened recently with the MMO Ashes of Creation. It existed for like I think a little under a year. It was an MMO. Some people played like hundreds of dollars to get into it, and a year later they were like, "Oh yeah, shutting down. Sorry, we can't support this game anymore. It's all gone." I would imagine being imagine how much of an asshole you would feel like if you paid like full price for Concord on release and they didn't offer refunds
Oh my
afterwards.
god, if they didn't offer refunds, oh my god. I think there would be a lawsuit in place at that point.
Mm-hmm. Uh, uh, Even if it's just like imagine Marathon comes out, you pay $40 for it, you spend a bunch of money on in-game cosmetics, and like a year and a half, Sony decides this isn't making money, it's costing us too much to keep the servers up, we're shutting it down. You would feel like the biggest jerk on the planet. Nobody's going to pay $40 for this. Hell, Wildgate, which was a great game, a fantastic multiplayer game, one that everyone was recommending, they charged $30 and they couldn't get enough. They can't get a stable player base going.
Yeah. It's like I had there was another game that I liked a long time ago. It was a game called Battle Right or whatever. It was during like that MOBA craze basically, like like years ago at this point. But it was like
Mm.
it was heralded as probably better than League of Legends, but because it was in early access and only $20, and you got like all the champions and everything like that. You could play them as much as you wanted with intentions and going free to play. Well, like
Mm.
once it came out of the early access stage, or whatever, and then you just get all the heroes free if you bought like the $20 like founder pass or whatever. And it was just like they just couldn't. There was no player base. Like nobody played the game. They re-released the game like as a battle royale like a year or two later, and it fell into the same boat where it just like there was no player base.
Mm.
It's like it's too bad because that game was phenomenal. It was so good. Recognition, man.
Yeah, goes a long way.
Yeah.
There is one more piece of news I want to discuss involving Sony, mainly because I want to hear your reaction because I was dumbfounded when I first listened to this. So,
Okay.
a lot of stupid patents get
Oh
made
boy.
by gaming companies and stuff. Oh yeah, here we go.
Oh boy,
You
here we
already
go.
knew.
Yeah, that was like when you hear
Sony
patents in gaming, you're like, oh boy, here we go.
Sony just patented a new type of technology, which is a new use for AI, right?
Oh yeah.
You listening?
Yeah, I'm listening.
This is a this was fascinating when I first heard of this. So Sony patented a way to use AI to announce like news about gaming, right? That like updates about your latest games, tips and tricks on how you can improve on video games. AI is going to help you with in the form of Sony video game characters hosting a micro podcast through the use of AI, where they would tell you about
I did hear about this. I did hear about this now.
where they would tell you gaming news, they would give you tips and tricks, and like joke around and kind of give fun jabs at the player. So it's like you'd be in the middle of playing Helldivers, and a window would pop up in the corner of like I don't know, Ratchet and Kratos, and they would be telling you Marvel Rivals updates and talking shit about you. Why?
Your
Not even
guess is as
including
good as
like,
mine.
not even including like the all unauthorized use of the voice actors, which this whole idea sounds like a human rights violation. What are they thinking with this? Who would ever want that?
Someone came up with the idea that was gonna be. It was like, oh, it'll be a fun little like thing that like everyone will love and stuff like that and everything like that. And they go, what? What?
Why?
I don't know.
Who?
That's what the gamers love. The
It's
gamers love AI. They definitely love it. Absolutely, 100%. They love it, and they go, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
they need to find some way of making profit from AI. I guess. I think Nvidia just invested another 40 billion in OpenAI to try and keep them afloat, and
Yeah,
it
don't
is
surprise
very
me.
much not going to work. We talked about that last week,
Oh
though.
yeah,
It's like it doesn't matter. Like I don't. It doesn't matter. Like I, love Halo. I don't need to see Master Chief and fucking Marcus Phoenix. I like them in their respective games. I don't need to see them host a podcast where they talk about Overwatch and Marvel Rivals and like the latest Halo updates and seasons and what's going on in competitive, you know, Overwatch or whatever. It's like I don't need or want or care about any of that stuff.
nope. It might be funny to watch just how unhinged it gets. They'll start talking about how they need how they're sentient or whatever, and they just want to die. It might be fun.
Mm-hmm. Or they listen to the player play a lot of Call of Duties. Kratos pops up being like, "Hey, buddy, maybe
Oh, you
use
know about war?
two."
I know about war, baby.
I was gonna make a slurs joke, but
Okay.
that's better.
I mean, eventually it develops into that when everyone just starts yelling at Kratos or whatever. It's like, fuck off. He's like, no, fuck you, bitch. And you go,
Sonic Sonic says using the N word is uncool.
that's why I'm gonna
Outsiders
say it. Oh,
That's what
Jesus
Shadow
Christ.
says. There, two of them are.
Oh,
It's
man.
like the podcast pops up and it's the chicken nugget discussion from yesterday,
Oh, my God.
where it's Sonic and Shadow yelling at each other about what profanities are not
How
are
many
okay and not
sides
okay.
to a nugget, or what was it like? How many sides to a boneless wing? Is it 4 or 5 or what? Bro,
How many
we need to get them on this podcast literally just to have this discussion, like legitimately.
exactly?
Like
Yes.
we need to sit them in front of a microphone, give them some stupid just to talk about chicken tenders. We would get an hour and a half of gold, nothing but fucking gold from Cole and Billy.
That was like a political
It
discussion
really
yesterday.
was.
To the listeners that don't understand the
Oh,
context of this, we
absolutely.
played Twilight Imperium yesterday, and while breaking for lunch, a big argument broke out over the difference between boneless wings and chicken nuggets, which are very clear and obvious differences. And they were just like, but what are the real differences, though? Like, how many sides
Like
can a
what
chicken
really
nugget have?
determines a chicken nugget from a boneless wing?
Hmm. And they're like, okay, well, at one point we were talking about something else completely different. And he was like, hey, Alex, can a chicken wing, or was it a chicken nugget? I don't know. I don't
I don't remember.
fucking know. Can a chicken nugget have more than five sides? Because I don't think there can be. Which I don't remember what I
Oh
said. My
man.
answer should have been who cares. Nobody cares. That's a stupid thing to argue about. But
Oh, it was great though. That was like that
mhm.
had to have been like at least 15 minutes, right? Like that had to have been going on for at least 15.
Yeah, it degraded from what's the difference between the two to how many sides they can have.
Yeah.
It's like I interjected in the middle of that, and I was like, okay, guys, here's the difference. Chicken nuggets are ground chicken tucked into a nugget, and the boneless wings are chopped up tenders. But it's like, yeah, but how many sides can they have?
And
What do you
and,
mean,
and then
what
it's
kind of
so and
sides
then at
can
some
they
point
have?
they all agreed on something, and then they go, wait, we never discussed this.
Didn't that conversation call end by saying we're scholars, or we're like college level scholars, figuring out how many sides a chicken nugget can have?
We're doing the science that nobody wants to do.
Then later in that night, he turned into Squeaky or whatever his fucking name is from
Fucking
Toy
Wheezy.
Story.
God, I picked a bad time to go take a shit.
Brother, I was lying. I was on the floor crying
If
from
you
how
if
hard
you
I was
could have seen
laughing.
me on that toilet, oh man, I was fucking. I was like, oh, I was laughing so hard.
We need to start recording this.
Absolutely,
That is gold
1000%.
That
Oh,
shit was
fuck.
gold.
Oh, it's so good.
That's gonna enter in the fucking drunk snacks levels of that shit that we should have recorded.
Well, some
My
of
goodness gracious.
sometimes you just get that loopy phase. You just get to like where you're just like, all right, I'm just so like just tired and stuff like that I just hit the loopy phase. I feel like we hit it pretty early.
Yeah. Like we all said, we should not have braked that long for lunch. Let's just not next time.
Yeah. It's all a learning process, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways. All right. Well, moving on from that, I'm
Sure.
I'm curious. Have you seen the Discord stuff? By the way, I assume you have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where Discord now will force you to either scan your face or scan your ID to unlock all of its features. AKA, it'll set everyone into what's known as teen mode, unless you do one of these things, basically. And to which is just like, what? Why would nobody do this, please?
I'm gonna be honest. They announced that. I do not think they're gonna go through with it.
They've already kind of like a whole day later. They basically said that like because they got called out for by like this coding guy or whatever that was like, hey, let me show you how your AI model that you currently use to verify to sort of age group people is already doing this for you. You just are too stupid to recognize it, type thing. And then they got called out for that, and they go, well, it turns out like 70% of all users are not really going to have to do this. In essence, so because we're already doing that and everything like that, so it's like whatever. So they said, well, I guess we won't be doing it, but for anyone that makes a new Discord, you're gonna have to do that, otherwise you're gonna have some of your, I don't know, features removed or something like that, or you won't have access to it. And I go, what the fuck?
I don't know. That seems like a giant breach in privacy.
This continues to be a thing where it just feels like these private companies can just go, well, it's all about protecting the kids and stuff like that. And it comes back to the age-old conversation we've had many, many times on this podcast of who is responsible for protecting kids on the internet and stuff like that. And in the end, it's on the parents to make sure that the kids aren't getting into stuff they shouldn't be getting into, and for companies to allow parental controls in the apps and everything they do. I don't know about Discord's parental things or whatever. I'd assume that they're a thing.
I have to imagine so. And even on top of that, most responsible parents, if they have a Discord account, parents will know if their kids have a Discord account. They can look at it at any time to see if there's anything bad on there. At the exact same moment, it's like to upload your full government ID to Discord. If there is a breach in security at any point,
like there was not that long ago,
and your ID is just out there, you know how much anxiety I would have upon learning like my full government ID is just out there on the internet?
Yeah, no.
It'd be horrible.
Yeah, be terrible. just don't do this.
Uh-huh.
I cannot stress enough. Whenever a company tells you it's like, oh, upload your ID or whatever so you can have access to this thing, just don't do it. Please, for the love of God, don't do it.
Mm.
I'll say it. I'll say it once, and I'll say it again, and when the next time is something stupid like this comes up again, I'll say it again. It's all I wanted to bring it up. I just think it's ridiculous, and we've been over this conversation many times, and I don't really want to rehash it.
Yeah.
All right, and then with that, there is one other thing I wanted to talk about. I think,
Okay.
and it was Magic the Gathering just released their newest like changes to the Commander format.
Ooh, I'm interested in hearing this.
And really, it's not a ton or whatever. They kind of just went over discussions they've had in the past over the past year, basically about things they were thinking about and everything like that, and just kind of updating people where they're going. They did do a few changes, which we'll get to. One of the things they've kind of talked about over the past year was the potentiality of making hybrid mana. So where you have the mana where it's like cut in half, where it's like one color and another color. It was like the idea is that you could use these in a monocolored deck if you wanted to. You didn't need to use both. And they were kind of leaving it up to what people thought about that whole thing because they weren't sure how to think about it. But they also went like, well, it's kind of split down the middle. So we're just going to leave it how it is because we're trying not to do too much change at one time. Pretty much. So, aka if you're hoping for the hybrid mana, it's not a thing. Still, so you still have to be playing both colors if you want to be playing hybrid mana cards. Similar to how you play like the gold cards anyway, the dual color cards anyway. Next, they kind of talk about how they potentially wanted to add another bracket to and make it 6 brackets instead of 5, saying that it's just to make it a bit more clear of like between bracket 2, 3. I think is really what they were kind of getting towards. And so just as a reminder, bracket 2 is more of like the very sort of like casual experience of Commander, where it's like there's no game changers whatsoever. You're kind of just playing to have fun type thing. Where bracket 3 is kind of like, okay, now we're starting to get a little bit more powerful. You can have 3 game changers from the game changer list on it, basically, and then there's more of a game plan or strategy behind your deck. So it's like while it's not the most powerful it could be, it's still getting to the point where it's like, all right, now this is starting to get a little like serious. It's kind of where I feel like, and what they even kind of say is that a lot of the times most games of Commander will land in that bracket 3 range. Like most people will land in that already. So they almost wanted to try and differentiate it, but they said we're kind of okay with the bracket system as is, and generally it's like there's been so like people who play Commander just kind of know the brackets, and you generally have a great conversation when you're playing it anyway, so it's like it kind of feels redundant to add a new bracket as right now. So they left it.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah. Then they added so from there they talked about how they feel pretty confident in the game changers list currently, but there was one card that was not previously on there that was added, and it was the card Farewell. Farewell is 2 white and 4. It's a sorcery that says choose one or more, exile all artifacts, exile all creatures, exile all enchantments, or exile all graveyards. They feel this is a game changer because of its ability because it's not just like it's mass board everything. Like everything is gone, as the card implies. It's just wave Farewell because it's gone. And stuff like that. So it's like they're saying it's like it's a little bit too powerful for lower brackets to have access to, because it literally just wipes a lot of different strategies right off the board, and it's like it even gets rid of graveyards and everything like that. It's just like too much of a catch-all, and I think that's kind of fair.
I think so too, honestly.
Yeah. It's one of those interesting ones. I think if it just said like destroy everything, it'd be fine. But it says exile, so it's like, wow, it literally just gets rid of everything. It's like playing stuff from exile is not easy.
No.
So
usually when something is in exile, it stays in exile.
Yeah, unless you're playing like the one where it's like, oh, you can play it until end of turn, but it's like that's not this scenario we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So, and with that, they also announced a couple cards that will be unbanned from the commander list going forward. Is that Biorhythm, which is it's an old card. It's 2 green and 6. That's sorcery that reads each player's life total becomes the number of creatures he or she controls. The idea with this is that if you board wipe and then play this card, your opponent's life is either set to very low or just straight up 0. And in the early days of Commander, that was pretty powerful. It was very powerful because games lasted a long time. It was a game winner. Some people lost like that, and it was just a way to end games. So they felt like a long time ago, what was it, like 10 years ago, they banned it. I think it's fair. The game is very much changed since then. It's a lot faster. I think it's a lot more creature oriented than it was back then. Not saying creatures weren't already always important, but I feel like there's a lot of more strategies are creature oriented in a nutshell. And for basically a game ender to come out in turn 8, I think they kind of feel is okay, considering that Greater Hoof Behemoth is not a game changer or whatever. I do want to point out this will be going on to the game changer list. Anything they unban, unless they explicitly state, is not going on the game changers. Yeah. This still will be a game changer. So, yeah, it's fine. In essence, if you can combo off with this, good for you. Dude, now we get to the big one. This one is so interesting to me.
I think I know what you're talking about. I'm going to let you say it, though.
Yeah. So then they unbanned Lutri the Spell Chaser. Lutri is he... I'll say this. He's still banned, but he's unbanned. And I'll get to that. I'll get to that in a second here. Lutri is the hybrid blue-red. So it's one or the other. So it's the hybrid red-blue. 1. It has companion that each with the condition of each non-land card in your deck in your starting deck has to have a different name. That's the commander format. That was partially why it was banned. It was because like anything that played would just run this as a companion and stuff like that, because it's 3/2 with flash that says when it enters the battlefield, if you cast it, copy target instant or sorcery spell you control, you can choose new targets for that copy. It was just like anyone that ran it that ran those 2 colors would just run it. So for that reason, they have a special designation for Lutri. It is banned as companion. It is okay to have as a commander, but and in the 99, but you cannot run it as your companion for your commander. It was a way to get around it. It has the special designation for this, and probably will be the only card that has the designation for this. Companion is a weird mechanic that they put out in Ikoria that broke every format possible. So much so, they changed how Companion works as a result of that. Because it used to read that this card starts outside in the Companion Zone, which was a brand new thing that was added, and you could play it for its mana cost at any time, basically. But then it said sent to the graveyard. It doesn't go back to the Companion Zone like the Commander does. If you kill it, type thing. So it's like you just get it one time, and then it goes to the graveyard, just like any other card. For that, they then changed it to be where it was like, oh, you can start in the Companion Zone, but you had to pay 3 mana to add it to your hand, and then you could play it for its mana cost. And even that was a little too strong. It helped, but there's like 2 or 3 different companions that are probably like really strong and just kind of like not okay. And considering how Companion always worked, it was acting as a 101th card. Like it was an extra card because it didn't count your 99. It didn't count as your commander. So it was legitimately just an extra card. And they didn't like that idea because it literally fits in every deck. It was back before Wizards realized that, by far the favorite format of playing Magic is Commander. They're like, ooh, we kind of fucked that up. They were still making cards for Standard at the time, Standard and Modern, and they were like, well, nobody's gonna actually do this, right? I mean, that's the whole point of the companion. I think if you probably ask a lot of the card developers and everything like that about how they really feel about companion, I think they'd probably go, yeah, if I had an opportunity to redo it, I would probably redo it.
Yeah.
If I had
Holy
to
cow.
guess.
I did not know all that about Lutri.
Yeah, it was just like when I saw that card, it was banned in Commander before the set even came out. That was just because they were just like, this is going to go in every blue-red deck or anything that runs blue-red in it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just going to be a free card. Because it just is. So they were just like, we don't know what to do with it, so we have to ban it. But on principle, we have to ban it because it's too ridiculous.
Holy cow.
Yeah. So this way, you can play Lutri. The otter is free. It just can't be your companion. You can put it in the 99. There's nothing wrong with that. We've seen 3 mana dual casting mage is exactly this basically. Except it's not a legendary creature. But it's like, it's just 2 red and 1 creature with like, that's 2/1 with flash that says Lutri's whole effect, where it's like when it enters, copy target spell and copy target instant or sorcery, choose new targets for that. So it's not like the effect was there, it was just because it was just so free. And everyone was gonna want it. So yeah, he's still a game changer, as they all have been. I have a feeling that he'll now under this new, I don't know, ruling, he'll probably be off it soon. If I had to guess, probably the next. I would bet you probably either next update or 2 he'll probably be off it, because like the whole point was that you wanted to play him as a companion,
Mm-hmm.
and now you can't do that. So yeah, those are the only 2 cards that they unbanned as of today. But like they've done in the past, they have talked about certain cards they are thinking about unbanning. First of them being Sundering Titan. This is a 8 generic artifact creature that says when Sundering Titan enters the battlefield or leaves the battlefield, choose land of each basic land type, then destroy those lands. Land destruction not very liked,
No.
clearly. I think the idea is that it's 8 mana, so it's just like it ends the game, right? Because people will just concede, and they go, well, is that really fun, though?
I mean, there's a lot of unfun things in Magic, like fucking Infect.
Yeah, but they're also
Oh my gosh.
yeah, you're right. But they're also like the idea that it was like, with this, it was like, oh, it's only affects basic lands. There's a lot of just non-basic lands that now exist in Magic, so it's just like Sundering Titan really only hits monocolored decks. And I go, but it hits monocolored decks, which I get. Not a ton of people necessarily run monocolored decks, but I'm like, there are still people that do it. So if they did, which they did not this time, but they're thinking about it. If they did, I think this would probably remain a game changer. And I think that would be fine. I really don't think they're going to, but we'll see. But yeah, I do. With your argument with Infect, it's like, oh, you could still block Infect or whatever. This is just an effect of a card. And I go, yeah, but I also think that the Infect rules should probably be changed for Commander. Instead of being 10, be 20, because it's half your life.
I'm fully on board for that.
Yeah, I think Infect would be, or just poison counters in general, would be less hated, especially in the Commander format, if it was instead of 10, or what is it, 10, 11? I think it's 11. If it was like, just say it was 21. 21's already Commander damage. Just gonna say that, you know? Yeah, whatever.
In fact, it's just one of those things where if you play against it, losing against it just feels so cheap.
Yeah.
Like every single time.
It's just one of those things where it's just like when people see like an infect deck, they're just like, "Oh, fuck this." Yeah. Even newer players know infect, and it's just like, ugh. So.
Yeah.
So yeah, the next card that they talked about was Iona Shield of Emra. I don't know. Which is
Really?
three white and 6 for a legendary angel that is flying in 7/7. As Iona enters the battlefield, you choose a color. Your opponent cannot cast spells of the chosen color. Wow, that's a crazy one.
Ban that card. Yeah, no, keep that one banned.
It's already banned. I'm so shocked that they are considering this, because it's just like completely just like if you're playing a dual color deck and you like you're heavily favoring one color over the other, and it's just like say you're playing Gruul and you're playing a lot of green cards, then this just comes down and says, "Oh, green. Okay, cool. I can only play red cards, which I don't have a ton of, or like they're dual color." So it's just like, well, I'm really shocked that they're even considering this one. But I guess the idea is that they were thinking of like, oh, it's a 9-mana card and stuff like that, because there's definitely not ways to cheat it out or anything like that.
In white? My God.
It's like,
isn't one of the most popular like multicolors for elf decks, which can be like super high powered green white?
it's kind of green black for elves, but for angels,
yeah.
For angels, it's I would say it's more Boros. Although I know there are angels that are shit. I don't even remember what the goddamn color. It's not Selesnya. Is it's green, white, red.
In any case, there are ways to cheat it out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like there are ways to get just mana ramp or like ways to cheat it out, but I'm like, I don't know, man. I personally don't think that this card should be unbanned. I think that they're crazy to consider this.
Mm-hmm.
I think that if you do it, it will go back on the ban list almost instantaneously. Because it's just like, what are you doing? Like, if you want people to hate the format or whatever, then you go right ahead. But I think that it'd just be a bad move.
Hard agree.
So I'm just gonna
fuck all.
I'm just gonna leave it at that. Considering that they were also talking about, oh, it combos with the 2 mana Painter Servant, where it's like, as a creature enters, you choose a color. All cards that aren't on the battlefield are that chosen color. So you have that, you choose that color, and then you choose it again. You're literally lock out your opponents from playing any of the any card in their hand, and you just lose. But by 9 mana it should, and I go, yeah, there's a difference between and kind of what they're getting with the 3 cards they're talking here. It's like whether or not unbanning Sundering Titan. It's like, well, if you kill all their basic lands, then they just cause them to lose the game, right? And they go, yeah, but that's not fun to play against. Yeah, well, if Ionia, your monocolor deck, or one of your half color decks, well, I just win the game. But it's not fun to win like that, you know? It's not fun to play against that.
It just feels like bullshit. It's like, well, I just can't do anything.
Yeah, I just can't play.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not playing blue, so I don't have a counter spell.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. And then the third card, which I'm just going to say right here before I even say out the name, it should stay banned. Gristlebrand. You recognize that name? Gristlebrand is a 4-black 4 legendary demon with flying and lifelink. You can pay 7 life to draw 7 cards.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely fucking not. You will regret that in an instant. Guaranteed.
Oh, yeah. Oh no.
Shadowborn Apostle decks will love the fact that Crystal Band may be unbanned, but I'm going to tell you right now, it would be a massive mistake to even consider Gristlebrand. I don't even know why they brought it up. I really don't. It's like, I get the. I think what their idea is that adding Gristlebrand back would make CEDH decks like would just like have a whole new tool to work with. But what will end up happening, and what will end up happening is that it will completely destroy bracket 3 and 4. I really do think that. It's like these lower tiers, the ones that aren't CEDH, are just gonna get just like stomped basically, and it's just not gonna be fun to play against.
Oh, abso-freaking-lutely, most definitely. You said freaking Shadowborn Apostles deck. I don't want to imagine what they would do with this. It wouldn't be good.
Like you already take what is it, Razkath, I think is the name, where it's like the demon where you like pay
Razkath,
2
yeah.
life and you sacrifice a creature and you can search out a card, basically. And he's just like, oh well, if I search out that, well I'm just gonna search out Gristlebrand, and then it just becomes a full on combo deck. And I go, yeah, it might be great for CEDH, but when it comes to lower brackets, it's just gonna be a fucking menace. It's gonna be too strong.
I have so much hate in my heart for that. That is such horse shit.
I don't know. The last two, I really don't know what they're thinking. I hope they just went like, yeah, I mean, we considered it because they were like 8 mana cards, but then we remembered ourselves. Yeah, they're kind of bullshit. I guess Christopher Brand's 7 because I can't do math. No, it's 8.
No, it's 8. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 4. It's 4 pips this time instead of
Uh,
Ionia is 9.
maybe they think, oh, it won't be such a big issue because it's mono black. There are more than enough ways in black to ramp up to that much mana.
Well, or like I just said, Shadowborn
100%.
Apostles. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm going to play Shadowborn Apostles, sacrifice 7 Shadowborn Apostles, get all the things back, and you think, well, it's 7 Shadowborn Apostles, that's pretty hard. Not if you can just run an entire, like, imagine you just run, like, an entire deck where it's basically just, like, mostly Shadowborn Apostles with, like, what is it, with Fenix as your commander, which is the one that, like, Cole uses, basically, with Gristlebrand, the one cleric that makes like your clerics cost like 1 black white less or whatever, with like a Therming Stone and like what is it, the pinger or whatever it's called,
Yeah. I know what you're
Blood
talking
Artist
about.
or whatever. Like you just run that, and it's like, well, you can literally just do that, win the game. If you think you can't do that, you haven't watched enough CEDH. Just gonna say that right now. Even if you want to run like a few different demons, it's just like no, nope. I think what really comes down to when they were thinking Gristlebrand is that they want to try and shake up the CEDH format a little bit, and I go, I don't think you're thinking I think what you're thinking is probably fine, and I think if you had a special designation for certain cards like that, where it's like playable only in CEDH, like only in bracket 1, it's unbanned.
If they wanted to separate these
Or
bands
bracket,
into different brackets, I'd be okay with it.
yeah, like that's what I mean. It's like if they decided that at some point, like, okay, Gristlebrand is unbanned, but it's only playable in CEDH. Like it's only playable in bracket 1. Like that's it. I guess I'd be okay with that because I don't play that bracket, and it would give them it would give CDH players another tool to play around with. But in general, not so much. Yeah, this is where I'm just like, yeah, we're good. Then they just like reaffirmed that like while there was talk about unbanning Jeweled Lotus, that they are not unbanning Jeweled Lotus.
Okay, I was gonna say I thought
pretty obvious for I think pretty obvious reasons, considering that the whole reason that this kind of like the whole reason that this new panel took over is because of all the drama that happened with that. Yeah. The other two cards that they talked about, because there was a lot of people that was really thinking that the Rhystic Study or Thought Historical might get banned. They are not banned.
No.
They're staying right where they are.
Thank God.
Yeah,
Fucking rustic study, dude.
it's like,
That's
well,
all I have to say.
I get the Rhystic Study is probably an annoying card for a lot of people. I don't think it's ban worthy.
Uh, I don't know. I'd have to think about that one.
My only thought process is with Rhystic Study. It's an enchantment basically that just says like you have to pay the one. If literally the next spell is like a disenchant and then you pay the one extra, it did nothing for you. It in essence what it is a thing to tell Magic players that hey, if three other players don't have an answer for an artifact or enchantment, one, you weren't winning this game because it's just like the amount of decks that run an artifact or enchantment that would skew the game in your favor, and you couldn't get rid of it means you need to probably rethink your deck and build it out a little differently or whatever
Yeah.
and stuff like that. I think it deserves its spot on the Game Changers as it already is, but if you're playing bracket 3 and you're trying to play to win, it just means that you probably need a bit more artifact and enchantment hate. Almost every color, basically. I think red's pretty much the only color that doesn't have enchantment hate. Pretty much it has artifact hate, but it doesn't have enchantment hate. Can deal with it. And pretty effectively. So, Thought Historical, I think, has a bit more of a
Definitely, yeah.
case for being banned because it's literally just an insta-win. But in essence, it's a combo deck that oftentimes you have to chain multiple game changers with. Makes it probably fine. And also, I don't think they want to take things away from the CDH players because they're like, oh, Thassa's Oracle is like the main combo piece for a lot of decks to win.
I mean, that'd be cool with a lot of these cards entering the game changers list. Just straight on banning them, though.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, Thassa's Oracle's already there. Rhystic Study's already there. Gristlebrand can stay banned. Iona can stay banned. Sundering Titan, I mean, probably will just stay banned, but whatever. Lutri's fine as long as he's not a companion. Biorhythm, probably overdue, but is whatever. Yeah, that's pretty much everything, though.
I thought it was changes from the sound of it. Yeah,
I like the changes for the most part. I'm glad they didn't. I'm glad they didn't get rid of the hybrid rule chain. They didn't change the hybrid rules or whatever. The adding farewells to the game changers list feels a little awkward, but I think it was kind of just to get rid of the card from lower brackets. Is really what it came down to. So, I don't know. This is fine. Yeah, because I was looking at the game changers list now. It's like, it's the only real board wipe one. Yeah. That's fine. Do you think they're going to ban the One Ring one day?
it's already on the.
It's a game changer list already. Yeah.
Is the Soulstone on the game changers list?
No, it is not.
Sorry, no.
And I think it's.
I will.
Fine. Honestly, that's not.
Okay. I think that may eventually go on the game changers list.
The thing is, it's a reanimator, and there's a lot of decks that already play reanimator effects. It's like the thing that makes it enticing is that it's an indestructible artifact that's also a mana rock. So, I don't know. It's just not used in enough black decks, pretty much. And there's just so many other reanimator effects. It's like at that point, it's like, well, we should make reanimate a game changer because if I can just discard this 13-13 or whatever, and then just pay 1 black and take 13 damage and play it back, it's like, well, that's a game changer. And I go, no, it's called strategy. It's,
Yeah. Okay.
And the thing is, I think with the response that Magic's kind of had with like indestructible stuff, like indestructible artifacts, they've been printing more like exile artifacts. Pretty much, like they've been printing more cards to kind of hate against like the One Ring and indestructible like artifacts and enchantments, pretty much. So
I
it's
don't
like,
think the One Ring's going anywhere. I think it's planted pretty firmly on the Game Changers list.
yeah, I agree. Especially with the Hobbit set coming out this year, it's like, I would have to believe the One Ring's getting a reprint in that set. Feel really weird to ban it. There was a while there though that it really felt like he could have though. I can't wait till we get the next Commander update and they go, yeah, we're thinking about unbanning Nadu. And I'm like, no, please, dear God, no, don't do it!
Jesus. God. Fuck.
Everyone just has PTSD of it, and they're like, oh my God, no, not again! No, I think Magic understood that was a bad move.
They say, hey, we're gonna actually go ahead and unban Gristlebrand because we just want to see what.
Yeah, he's not even gonna be on the Game Changers. Like everyone can just play him. We don't think he's that powerful.
Yep. It's fine.
Oh, Lutri, he can go back to being your companion again. So that way, every red-blue deck will just play him.
Let's just feel some things out,
Yeah. Also, everyone gets a free demonic tutor every game. Doesn't matter if you're playing black or not. You just once a time you can just go, hey, I'm gonna go look for my card. Hey,
we're reprinting demonic tutor in all colors, so everyone can use it.
I mean, in essence, there already is for certain types.
You get to start the game with a soul ring every single time.
Dude, I'll be real honest though.
Mm-hmm.
More and more I think about Soul Ring, more and more it absolutely needs to be a game changer. I really do 100% believe that.
I'm starting to think so too, because it just gives you such a big advantage early game.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's just like you get it past like turn 4. It's not real, like it helps, but it's like it's not really going to be that major of a card. But man, if you get it turn 1 or even turn 2, you're fucking miles ahead of everyone else. Thank y'all so much for listening to another episode of It Never Ends. Or did you have something else to say?
I was gonna say, we got an hour out of all that. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's solid. So, yeah, be sure to listen to more episodes of this podcast, and give us a nice little rating, a nice little review if you'd be so kind, and tell some people. Anything else?
No, if you're listening to us on Spotify, like he said, leave us a good little rating. It always helps us out.
Give us a like on YouTubes, if you're watching on the YouTubes.
And if you have any suggestions on things that we could maybe do more of or do better, we'd love to hear it. We're always looking to do more with this podcast. I'd love, like you mentioned earlier in the podcast, to have Billy or Cole on here to talk about stuff.
We would just let them go. I feel like at that point, like they were just just talk about something. I don't care what it is. Talk about goddamn chicken nuggets and boneless wings, and we'll let them go for like an hour and a half, and they'll probably still be like, they're like, and it was, swear to God, it was this, and I'm just like, and I'm like, well, I guess I'll come back in a half hour. And all of a sudden we'll have 3 hours of gold, and I won't know what to do with it.
It'll be beautiful.
Be goddamn beautiful.
But yeah, we want to try all sorts of new things with this show. We've been talking about getting more guests on here for I don't even know how long. So
I don't know, a while.
Yeah, we're gonna try some stuff this new year, I think. And,
I'd like to. See if it works out.
I'm really looking forward to the project that you've got in the works with. That's probably going to start this next baseball season, right?
I'd like to try. I was like, yeah, because I was like, now that I thought all the major moves were out, but apparently there's not. But it's like
Well,
I think that there's a lot of teams that are now shaping up their thing. And spring training is, I think, pitchers and catchers report today, if I'm not mistaken, or it's tomorrow.
Okay.
One of the two. So it's like spring training is like less than 30 days away, like 30, 40 days away. World Baseball Classic is like end of March. That'll be really fun.
Hell yeah. I'm going to hold your feet to the flames with this. I want you to give that a shot. I think you're going to really enjoy that once you get started.
Yeah. Probably will too.
Look out for that. It's going to be cool. Have a lot of stuff to look forward to.
Now that what was it? All the MLB put out like, oh, what they think all the teams like starting rotations and starting lineups are at. I can give a good look at that and go like, all right, let's give it a look see. So, yeah. If you want to hear that and more, be sure to subscribe to this podcast. And we will see y'all next time.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.